it made my head hurt, but, like, in a good way. Like, I got a headache from playing the game, but, like, it was nice, you know? That doesn't make a sense. Hi, welcome to the podcast. I'm Joycelyn, your player one, and today in the house we've got Baba Is You by Hempulu Oy. I hope I said that right. I don't know. I don't think I did, but the game is a single player puzzle game, and short premises. Baba Is You is an award-winning puzzle game where you can change the rules by which you play. In every level, the rules themselves are presented as blocks you can interact with. By manipulating them, you can change how the level works and cause surprising, unexpected interactions. With some simple block pushing, you can turn yourself into a rock, turn patches of grass into dangerously hot obstacles, and even change the goal you need to reach to something entirely different. And there's no content warnings for the game. It costs $14.99 and it's available on Steam for Windows, Mac, and Linux. I played for about 3 hours, almost 3 hours. And for me, it was kind of hard, just a bit. It's a lot harder than Unpacking, the other puzzle game that I did recently. A lot harder than that. You actually have to really think through these puzzles because it's like the words that you push around actually do something. So gameplay wise, pretty easy. The puzzles are kind of hard, and they get like harder throughout. So like they start out easy, but then they get harder. Gameplay wise, WASD or arrow keys to move, space or enter to select, and then you can break and build the new rules. So you can beat each level, and like I said, it starts easy and it gets harder throughout the game. So, I mean, yeah. And I thought the characters were really cute. I also think the design of each level is really, really cool. How they design it so that some things you can't change and other things you can change. Like, it's very specific the way that it's done. And like some things, like it looks like you would be able to change it at first glance, but then there's an obstacle somewhere else that prevents you from moving it. That I thought that's cool. There's also like little like decorative things like that sometimes they have a like value, but like there's like algae and like jellyfish and things like that, the grass throughout the game, that sometimes they have like a function connected to them and other times they don't. And I thought that was cool. The music is nice and the sound effects are cool. I thought that the music was awesome because like the game is frustrating and the music is pretty much the same all throughout the game. So I thought that was cool. I like that. There's not really a story because it's a puzzle game, and like I said before, the puzzles are like pretty simple to start out, and they get a little bit harder each level you go up. So normal for a puzzle game, but also like each level teaches you something new about the puzzle. So like if you don't do the levels in order, you'll have a harder time finishing each puzzle. Because every puzzle is supposed to teach you a little bit more about how the game works. And like, if you've ever coded before, or you're like really good at like trigonometry and like algebra, well, no, I get it, like any math with like functions in it, then the puzzles will probably be easier for you. Because like for me, having like knowledge of code kind of helped because the functions kind of function like code in some ways, and so it was kind of easy for me to get the hang of it. I thought all of the designs were really cute, and the game itself, it made my head hurt, but like in a good way. Like I got a headache from playing the game, but like it was nice, you know? That doesn't make a sense. It was it was fulfilling. And I think that's probably my favorite part of the game, like the cute little designs and then the headache that I got, you know? And my least favorite is that I rage quit a couple of times. It's like getting the puzzle wrong made me feel stupid because like as soon as I got the puzzle right, I was like, man, I could have done that like 3 hours ago. But I didn't. And like usually the answers are pretty easy. Like usually I was overthinking and like trying to do stuff I didn't have to do to finish the game, which I find I do a lot with puzzle games. I think most people probably do that with puzzle games. Um, so like, I mean, that's not necessarily a least favorite for the game. Like, I feel like that's just a me thing. Like, that's just a non-puzzle game person thing. But yeah. But even though I didn't like that part of the game, I definitely still recommend this game. It's one of the cutest little puzzle games. You can open it any time and just play a couple of puzzles and then close the game and go back to whatever you were doing. Like they don't really take that long. There's a lot of levels, and like the puzzles themselves don't really take forever. It's just you have to be in the right mindset to play this game. But I definitely recommend it to anyone who likes puzzles, coding, math. I think that this game it'll probably get pretty hard towards the end, but it also starts slow and builds up, like I said. So, like, if you aren't good at puzzle games, it can still be fun at the very beginning. And, like, if you like learning and stuff throughout the game, then you'll have a lot of fun with it, and I think you would enjoy it. I think, like, me rage quitting and stuff is not, like, it's probably not the universal reaction. Like, I just have, like, I have a short attention span. So, like, I take a long time on a level, then I feel bad. But I also feel really, really good when I get one right, you know? So it's just yeah. So for my final rating of Baba Is You, I give it a 10 out of 10 tokens. Great job. And thank you guys for joining me on this episode of Indie House. Be sure to rate the episode and let me know your thoughts. I've got a Discord server called Indie House Official, which would be a great place to give you feedback and talk to me, my collaborators, or other listeners of the show. If you have any indie game suggestions, feel free to comment below or hit me up at indiehouse_pod on Twitter or Instagram using the hashtag IndieHouseGaming. And if you would like to support the podcast and get some cool extra content, you can find the Patreon in the card. Catch us next week on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. See y'all on the next level. Bye.